Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And the topic of today is what? Comfort zone. If you keep on doing something, like if it's a cycle in your life that, oh, I can ask this person will do it for me, this person will also be doing it for me, this person can do it for me. You don't even try to know how it's being done. Why? Because you're in your comfort zone. You've gotten this reassurance or this assurance that this person can carry out this activity for me. There's no point in me bothering myself to know how it's being done, how I can do it by myself. So you have already entered the place where you're in your comfort zone and you don't want to stress and you're just relying on other people. And your comfort zone might seem to be more comfortable for you since it's something you're used to, rather than giving the activity a try to do it by yourself. Right? Which is not necessarily bad, but like I would advise you to come out of your comfort zone. I'm going to mention like I think 3 or 4 points more, and this point might look as if it relates to the previous one I've mentioned, but they all have their uniqueness, and like I said earlier, like more than one can be at play to the reason why someone constantly requests for help. Right? So looking at this point in insecurity, like I mentioned on fear of failure and trusting other people's judgments more rather than trusting themselves, right? And yeah, lack of self-esteem. So insecurity also comes to play when someone constantly asks for help. And deep rooted insecurity might be the reason why they don't trust their own judgment, they don't trust themselves, and they feel it's better for them to rely on someone else that can give them constant reassurance, and someone else that looks as if he or she knows what he or she is doing, right? Someone that is more secured than themselves. So I want to move on to another point: learned behavior. Just like I said on comfort zone, if something is constant, you don't know how to come out from it. If you have been something like a cycle, you don't know how to come out from it. If you have constantly been asking for help from people and you hardly perform an activity by yourself, you don't know how to come out from it. If someone goes up in an environment whereby other people takes charge, other people perform activities for them, for example, now if they're like the last born, not necessarily last born, if they grew up in a place whereby they had help, and not necessarily help like as per they are rich or something. You can go up in an environment whereby you constantly have help, probably you are loved, you're pampered, right? And they don't necessarily have to do something by themselves or perform an activity by themselves without aid, right? That can be a reason why they constantly rely on other people's help while performing an activity. And it's not necessarily bad, just like the same thing I said in comfort zone. So now let's move on to another reason why people constantly seek for help, which is social norms. Social norms. If you are in a culture or an environment whereby a particular gender or at a particular stage in life, you don't necessarily have to do something or perform an activity by yourself. It is seen in your culture or in your environment that the other gender or other people should perform the activity on your behalf, or other people should perform the activity on your behalf. So, for example, now if you are in a culture whereby they feel that males should perform activities on behalf of females and females should just rest, or they should be pampered and all those things, it can be a reason why you always feel that you should request for other people's assistance while performing an activity. And it doesn't necessarily have to be females should be on the receiving point and males should carry out the activity. There are some cultures that what their culture says or their environment believes in is that females should carry out all the activities while the male rest. It's a cultural thing wherever you are or wherever part of the world you are in. So I'm just trying to say that one of the reasons some people prefer to seek for help in performing an activity and they don't want to perform an activity by themselves is because it's a cultural norm, it's a social norm whereby, for example, now some cultures believe that children should always do things for adults, and some other cultures believe that adults should always do things for children, especially depending on the age range, right? So if it's a social norm or a cultural norm, it might be a reason why people constantly seek for help and don't want to perform an activity by themselves. And this reason is not bad in itself, but it's best to be self-aware of the root cause of you always wanting to seek for help from other people and not wanting to perform an activity on your own. Another reason is avoiding responsibility, or knowing that if you perform an activity on your own, you'll be responsible for that activity. So if that activity goes bad, like fear of failure, if that activity goes bad, you're going to be held responsible. It's now your duty. So you don't want that kind of responsibility. If you are shying away from that kind of responsibility, I don't want that kind of responsibility to be on your shoulders. So you prefer that someone else does it, so that the person will be responsible for it. Just like I said in, I think, is it fear of failure, right? Prefer that you can correct someone else and you can correct yourself, because you feel that you can oversee and see what someone else does, right? So just the same thing with avoidance of responsibility. You don't want the responsibility to be on your shoulders, or you don't want someone to hold you responsible and just come and carry out the consequences of it going bad on you. And in this life, or in life, some people shy away from leadership. Why? Because it comes to some responsibilities, so they shy away from leadership. Just the same thing. So they just prefer just to be a follower and just to be led, which is not a bad thing. It's just you don't want the responsibility of it going wrong or it going bad, or people to fault you. It is important, if you see these characteristics or these reasons in your life, and you feel that you constantly seek for help, or you know someone that has these characteristics in their life, or they constantly seek for help, it is important you understand, approach it with understanding and empathy. Don't just come onto them harsh, trying to correct them and trying to use force, or trying to give them words or say words that will pull them down. No, try to understand, be empathetic, right? Try to love them or care for them, even if they don't change, even if it's constant, right? And it's like, it's not bad for you to constantly help someone. It shows you're a good person, and it's a good thing. It's an honorable thing to do. And the best thing to do is to love these people, love yourself, if you are the one that constantly seek for help, and trust the process, right? And it's best, like I said, we can't do life on our own. So if they're seeking for your help, it means that they need you and they care about you. Also, it can also be their way of showing that they care about you. It's like same time as attention seeking, right? So just be there for them, and if you are the one, it's not bad. You can continue. We love you. I will trust the process. This topic is not yet done. I'm going to talk about the effect of not wanting to seek for help. So while that might not come up next, or might come up next, I'll make a playlist or try to link it together. But thank you very much for sticking with me. I love and care about you.